What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online here today with another video chatting about some Call of Duty Warzone. What we're doing today is I'm showing you the latest loadout that I'm running here in the game and the secret best weapon in the game as well. This is not a meta, not a lot of people are running this gun, not a lot of people know about it, so I'm gonna bring you guys this video to educate you on what I believe is, apart from your Grau and your M4, MP5, MP7, one of the best weapons in the game to use, and it's the PKM LMG. Now I know what you may be thinking, LMG, they're slow as fuck, they have a slow ass reload speed. How are you going to make this weapon viable in Warzone? Well, let me tell you guys a little something called Gunsmith. And we all know about Gunsmith and about how you can use attachments to change how the weapon behaves. And that's exactly what we've done here with the PKM. But this is the exact loadout that I've been running in Warzone recently, and I'm finding it to have really good results. So we have the PKM, obviously. We have the MP5 as my secondary weapon. If you want to use the attachments we have on here, here are the attachments. This is up, like if you want to copy this class, you don't have to use the MP5. If you want to use the MP7, go ahead and do so. Like the secondary weapon doesn't necessarily matter, just as long as it's something sort of mobile. Perks that we have here is EOD, Overkill, and Amped. Out of these three, Overkill and Amped are your main two that I highly recommend to run in this loadout. EOD, you can change that for cold-blooded, you can do whatever you want, double time, you can do whatever you want with the first one, but Overkill and Amped are a necessity here. Same things with your lethal and tacticals, like they're completely up to personal preference. For me personally, I use the C4 and the heartbeat sensor. That's just because that's what I'm more comfortable running out with, and that's what I'm more comfortable using. If you use stuns or flashes, or if you use thermite grenades or semtexes, whatever, these two are up for debate as well. What isn't up for debate is using this here PKM right here. So we're going to go into Gunsmith so you can guys see the attachments right here. So on the muzzle, we have the monolithic suppressor. The barrel, we have the 26.9 inch extended barrel. The tac laser, the Corp Combat hollow sight, and the underbarrel is the snatch grip. Now the optic is completely up to personal preference as well. Like if you don't want to use the hollow sight, you don't have to. For example, a couple that I recommend would be the VLK 3.0 optic, or personally for me is the GI Mini Reflex as well. But for what I'm using it for and the way that I play the game, the hollow sight, like for me, like trial and error wise, is the most comfortable for me to use. So that is my loadout. That is the attachments I'm using on the PKM. I'm going to go into some gameplay now, and I'm going to show you and I'm going to walk you through how I use this gun and why I think it's one of the best guns in the game. So what you're seeing right now is one of actually the first games that I ever used running this PKM loadout, and dude, this thing shreds. In terms of recoil, there's not a lot of recoil. You do have to control the weapon a little bit, but it's not crazy like, for example, something like an M4 would be at long distance fights. There is the issue of mobility. This is not a weapon you want to be running around with. You want to be switching to your MP5 or your MP7 or whatever to run around with that, because like obviously running around with an like a PKM or LMG is not going to be the best thing for you to do. In terms of reload speeds, that's one of the downsides to this weapon as well. I find myself when I'm running this weapon, often after gunfights, I have to call out and say, yep, I'm reloading. It's going to take a while for me to reload. I did think of running sleight of hand here, but in my personal opinion, I feel like all the other attachments I have on this weapon outweigh the need for sleight of hand. So you can sort of deal with the slow reload speed and the slow overall mobility of the weapon, because the accuracy and the damage of this thing absolutely shreds. It's high damage and it has a decent fire rate to where if you're accurate with your shots, you can crack shield, you can down enemies really fast. And obviously switching to that MP5 or MP7 will allow you to have those close quarters fights, will allow you to run around the map a lot faster, be more mobile, because this weapon is not a weapon you want to use at close ranges at all. Yes, you can use it. Yes, it will be effective, but an MP5 or an MP7 would be more effective. This weapon is what you need to use for medium to long range encounters, and then for those close combats fights, you use your MP5 or MP7. Now, for me at least, this was a surprise, because I didn't think the PKM would be that good of a weapon. When you pick up a PKM off the ground, you're like, this is alright, but it's not the best thing in the world. But once you kit it up with those attachments, once you make the gun better, a bit more accurate, a bit more slightly more mobile, better control, better range, then you're like, this weapon's sick. It's sick. So I highly recommend that you guys use it. Try it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to continue using it. For me personally, one of the best guns in the game, and a lot of people aren't using it right now, so it's best to jump on the train, weapon level it up, get it ready for season 4, because once season 4 hits, man, use this weapon. It shreds. It literally shreds. Like, when I first started using it, I was surprised about how good this gun is and how well it does in terms of those like medium to long range encounters, and how much damage it does to enemies as well. This thing lasers, like the Grau lasers, the M4 lasers up to a certain point, but this gun freaking shreds, man. Like, it's unparalleled. The only downside as well, I will say, and I will add as well, is it does use a lot of ammo. It does use a lot of that 100 mags that it has initially. Now, there is the temptation to add a 150 or a 200 round mag to this gun, but that will only add to the weight it carries, making it even less mobile than it already is. So for me personally, like, it doesn't even equate to an option in my head to use like a 150 or a 200 round mags here on this gun. Like, the 100 is fine. It's just that you'll find yourself having to reload after maybe finishing off a squad, and that's not bad at all. Usually when you're in a fight with a squad, for example, if you're using a Grau, you're reloading maybe 2-3 times throughout that whole encounter, whereas the PKM, you have 100 rounds, right? So you can use that to your advantage, but just keep in mind that the reload speed, again, as I said, on this gun, it's not fantastic. It's not the best thing in the world. So you're gonna have to maybe call out to your teammates to say, hey, I'm reloading, cover me, or I'm just gonna go into this corner and reload my fucking PKM. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the PKM. That is what I believe to be one of the best guns in the game. Let me know if you use it. As you said at the beginning of the video, it's all my attachments, everything in the loadout. So if you want to just completely copy it, try it out in game. Let me know what you think. If you have any other like non-meta weapons that you want me to have a look at, want me to have a try and have a go at, leave it all in the comments down below. PKM was something I found. I'm gonna try out the Odin and see how that gun works out. Just let me know any off-meta weapons. I don't want to be using MP5, MP7, Grau, M4 all the time. Let me know off-meta weapons that I can level up, try out, and see how I like it in the game, and potentially make a video about it. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Click subscribe so you're new here, with bell notifications on so you do not miss out on any of my latest videos, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.